Okay, big news. It looks like the UAP task force report worked. We are getting a permanently funded program looking into the UFO/UAP issue. This is huge. This is what we've been waiting for and hoping for. A permanent program in the public eye. How public it is, that is the question that I have. Let's dive into it. Before I do, please hit like, please subscribe, share in social media, and as I'm going through it, please comment below and let me know what you think. Okay, let's dive into it. Moments after the long-anticipated UAP report was released to the public, the Department of Defense has been tasked to expand the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force's efforts to improve their mostly inconclusive findings. A statement released by the Pentagon notes that report and confirms that the analysis of UAPs is a collaborative effort involving many departments and agencies, and the department thanks the Office of the Director of National Intelligence for leading a collaborative effort to produce this assessment, as well as the other contributing departments and agencies. The same statement confirmed the report's findings while also noting the challenges associated with assessing UAP occurring on or near DoD training ranges and installations. The Pentagon echoed the report's conclusion that improvements in processes, policies, technologies, and training will be necessary to improve our ability to understand UAP. To try to improve that understanding, the report suggests a consistent consolidation of reports from across the federal government, standardized reporting, increased collection and analysis, and a streamlined process for screening all such reports against a broad range of relevant USG data will allow for a more sophisticated analysis of UAP that is likely to deepen our understanding. Okay, skipping ahead a little bit, it goes over some stuff we already knew. Now it says, it seems that the Office of the Secretary of Defense is not only throwing its hat into the UFO ring, but also pushing for a broader examination of the phenomenon. That's significant. Toward that end, the Deputy Secretary of Defense, Kathleen Hicks, also issued a memo directing the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security to develop a plan to formalize the mission currently performed by the UAPTF. That's the significant thing of this article and of the memo. Hicks issued a series of steps to further investigate the incidents covered in the UAP report to determine if any threat is being posed by these incursions. And don't get alarmed by the word threat. That is very important and significant. That is how they get this program funded, is by saying it may be a threat. Remember, this is the Department of Defense. They are defending against threats. So they need a threat to fund this stuff. Anyway, the steps she proposes include establishing procedures to synchronize collection, reporting, and analysis on the UAP problem set, and to establish recommendations for securing military test and training ranges, because that's where a lot of this data is apparently coming from, is military test and training ranges. Identify requirements for the establishment and operation of the new activity to include the organizational alignment, resources, and staffing required, as well as any necessary authorities and a timeline for implementation. Short of congressional hearings, the community of folks who have been anxiously awaiting the UAP report must be celebrating this clear signal from the DoD that they are not only taking that report seriously, but committing actual resources to that effort. The USG is now only beginning to take a serious look at this, Lou Elizondo told the debrief. Clearly, we have more unanswered questions and an overwhelming need for a whole-of-government approach. For years, the men and women we trust to defend our country reported encounters with unidentified aircraft that had superior capabilities, and for years, their concerns were often ignored and ridiculed. This report is an important first step in cataloging these incidents, but it is just a first step. The Defense Department and intelligence community have a lot of work to do before we can actually understand whether these aerial threats present a serious national security concern. The exact mechanisms of how this all will be put into place are not precisely laid out, but the intent of the DoD seems to be clear. Whatever is making regular, unauthorized incursions into military airspace needs to be identified, and the DoD may just be forced to put resources into getting to the bottom of the mystery. Gee, they're actually going to put some resources into this thing. Thank you so much. Basically, the most important thing that has ever happened to humanity, they might condescend to put a few resources toward. Wow. But I guess at this point, we'll take what we can get. Obviously, the government has been taking this very seriously for a long time, and there are a lot of resources devoted to this topic, but we will never see that. They are keeping that buried deeply within the ground and within the government. So, who knows when and if we'll ever find any of that out, except from the occasional whistleblower like Bob Lazar. How deep does that rabbit hole go? I don't know. I suspect that it's very deep. All this that we're seeing with the task force and the report is very surface level stuff, but it is in the mainstream government. It is not down that bolt hole, that rabbit hole. It is not locked away and hidden from sight. It is in the public purview. Congress is talking about it. This is the mainstream government dealing with this issue in a responsible way for the first time. And, they're finally going to condescend to devote some resources toward it. And, that's a good thing. Obviously it is just a baby step, but it is a huge baby step. But like I have said before, my main concern is how public are their results going to be. The UAP task force, if that is formalized and made permanent, or whatever successor program that becomes, how public are those results going to be? Is it going to be like Project Blue Book, where they release some of the stuff that they debunk, but the really juicy, interesting stuff gets kicked up the chain and never made public to this day? Is that how it's going to be? Or is there going to be more public scrutiny on this topic and of this program? I think trust in the government is at an all-time low right now, and to help restore that trust, this program needs to be as public as possible. But more than that, we just need to know what is going on. These UAP UFOs represent a mystery and a reality beyond anything that we've seen. This is getting into deep stuff. 30% of alien abductees are near-death experiencers. This has a deep dimensional consciousness, spiritual connection that is important to all of us. And we need to know what is going on. This is important to all humanity. And that is why it's great that Jeremy Corbell and Lou Elizondo and the whole pro-disclosure faction keeps putting pressure on the government to pony up and deliver results in the public eye. Jeremy Corbell is supposed to release another video in a couple of days. I can't wait. Bring it on, Jeremy. This is awesome. There's wonderful work being done by those guys and wonderful researchers like Preston Dennett. Anyway, keep up the great work, guys. Keep up the wonderful research. And, of course, the public awareness that you're bringing about on this issue and the pressure you're putting on the authorities to deliver results in the public eye. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Also, consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell next to it to be notified of future videos. And as always, please comment below and let me know what you think. Until next time, Cosmic Road out.